We're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 9, entitled The Dynasty of Amshuman, text 44. Navalyepi matirmahyam adharme ramate kvachit napashyam utamashlokat anyat kinchana vastvaham na not balye in childhood api indeed mati attraction mahyam of me adharme in irreligious principles ramate enjoys kvachit at any time na no apashyam I saw utamashlokat that the personality of Godhead anyat anything else kinchana anything vastu substance aham I. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. I was never attracted, even in my childhood, by insignificant things or irreligious principles. I did not find anything more substantial than the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purport. Maharaj Katvanga provides a typical example of a Krishna-conscious person. A Krishna-conscious person does not see anything to be important but the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Nor does he accept anything within this material world as being unconnected to the Supreme Lord. As stated in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya 8, 274, Stavara Jangama Dekhe na Dekhe Tara Murti, Stavara Hoy Nija Ishta Deva Spurti. The Mahabhagavata, the advanced devotee, certainly sees everything mobile and immobile, but he does not exactly see their forms. Rather, everywhere he immediately sees manifest the form of the Supreme Lord. Although a devotee is within the material world, he has no connection with it. Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhi. He accepts this material world in relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. A devotee may be engaged in earning money, but he uses that money for propagating the Krishna consciousness movement by constructing large temples and establishing worship of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Katvanga Maharaj, therefore, was not a materialist. A materialist is always attached to wife, children, home, property, and many other things for sense gratification. But, as stated above, Katvanga Maharaj was not attached to such things, nor could he think of anything existing without the purpose of the Supreme Lord. Ishavasyam idam sarvam. Everything is related to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Of course, this consciousness is not for the ordinary person, but if one takes to the path of devotional service, as prescribed in the nectar of devotion, he can be trained in this consciousness and attain perfect understanding. For a Krishna-conscious person, nothing is palatable without a relationship with Krishna. Hare Krishna. So today we continue our discussion on the story of Katvanga Maharaj, who was engaged in fighting for the demigods, and then when the demigods were satisfied with his sacrifice, we can say, for their purpose, they wanted to bless him, and they asked him for the blessing. And first thing is very interesting, what he asked for was to know his duration of life. Yes, he wanted to know how long he will be staying in this body. So this is also important for us to understand. This duration of this body is very short, actually. And these demigods informed King Katvanga that he will perish the next moment from this body. And therefore he didn't take any boon from the demigods and just went to his place and focused on the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as we can see here from this verse, how he reflects about what is really important in life. So actually we mentioned in our classes that no one knows when he will perish, when this moment will come. Yes, no one knows. It is said in the Bible, one doesn't know if he'll wait till the evening or till the next morning. Who knows? Yes, one can be immediately dead and be swept out from this body. So the sign of intelligence is to perform our life, lead our life in such a way that we can be always connected to the Lord, 24 hours a day. Jai Shri Shri Gurnitai ki Jai, Shri Radha Prazishwara ki Jai, Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Mayi ki Jai. So one should lead his life in such a way to be always connected to the Lord. And of course in modern world this is very hard to do, especially because there are so many distractions that take away our consciousness from the Lord, and we have been conditioned from time immemorial to think of anything else but the Lord. Yes, and our focus was or has been from time immemorial always on our self so-called interest, but this of course is not our self-interest, because it has always proved wrong. Always proved that we lost the opportunity to connect with the Lord, and we just suffer life after life after life. So this is the sign of foolish living entity, to not recognize that I'm suffering from time immemorial, just wanting to be happy. I have no other purpose. I want to be happy, but I'm just suffering. Yes, this is explained also by Prahlad Maharaj. Yes, Sukaya dukkha mokshaya sankalpa iha karmana sadapnoti haya dukkham anihaya sukhavrita. That great vow and determination, sankalpa, of the karmis of materialistic people is sukhaya, that they will attain happiness, sukha, and dukkha mokshaya, and that we be free from dukkha or misery. Yes, sankalpa iha karmana. But what is the result? Sadapnoti haya dukkham. Always get just misery. Yes, it's a paradox. They are striving very hard to attain happiness and to be free from misery, but what they get is just misery. Isn't it ridiculous? Yes. So tasyaiva hitoh prayatita kovido nalabhate yat pramatam uparadaha talabhate dukkhavat anyatak sukham kalena sarvatra kabira ramhasa. It is mentioned in the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam that one who is intelligent is searching for something that is not available in any place of this world. One would say that such person is crazy. He is striving for something that is not available. Yes, but he is striving for something that is beyond this world. So, as long as anyone is hankering for anything in this world, he'll be cheated. Yes. Definitely he'll be cheated, and he'll just suffer. So we may, there is one story from the life of Ramanujacharya, when there was, what was his name? Dhanurdas. Yes. He was a great materialist. Once there was a procession for Lord Ranganath, and everyone was glorifying the Lord, and of this Dhanurdas' eyes were fixed on some lady, and he was holding an umbrella over her head. And although there was a Ramanujacharya, and everyone offered him, their obeisance to him, and were glorifying him, this Dhanurdas didn't even notice the great Acharya. Yes, because he was so absorbed to this lady. And then Ramanujacharya noticed him, and he said to his disciples, "Please call him to me." And they came to him, and they had to wake him up from his samadhi. He was really perplexed. What is going on? What do you want? And they said, "Our Guru Maharaj, the great Ramanujacharya, is calling for you." And he said, "Oh, what does he want from me?" And so they brought him to him, and he said, "What do you see on this lady? Because you were completely in samadhi, you didn't notice the Lord, you didn't notice devotees, you didn't notice anything. You were just looking at this lady completely in samadhi practically." And he said, "I have never seen such beautiful eyes as hers. So I'm mesmerized by her eyes." And then Ramanuja said, "If I would show you something more beautiful, would you fix your consciousness on this?" And he said, "Yes, certainly, why not?" And he brought him to Lord Ranganath and showed him his eyes. And then he realized that Lord's eyes are more beautiful. But it's interesting because he was from this place, so he must have seen the Lord many times before, and his eyes also. But he didn't notice the beauty of the Lord's eyes before. So this is also very instructive, that although everyone in this world knows that God exists, and theoretically they even may accept that, yes, the Lord, it's such a common expression, God is love, isn't it? But they don't realize that God is love. Although if they are speaking God is love, or God should be love, or why is there not love if people are religious, they just fight, and so on and so forth. But they have no experience of the Lord at all. Yes. It is explained in 15th chapter of Bhagavad-gita, yatanto yoginaschainam prashyanti atmanavastatam yatanto prakritatmano nainam prashanta chetasa. Those who are spiritually enlightened, they can see Lord everywhere, and can understand the principle of the Lord. But those who are not trained in spiritual consciousness, they can't see anything, even if they try. So one may try to see transcendence, one may try to see the Lord, or understand spiritual knowledge, but if he's not given mercy of Guru and Sadhu, he's not able to, even if he tries very much. So this Dhanurdas, although he was from this place and must have certainly seen the Lord many times, he was not able to understand the Lord and perceive his beauty before. So what happened? Then Ramanujacharya had many contacts with this disciple. This Dhanurdas became his disciple, and they were very connected. So much so that the brahmacharis, the other disciples of Ramanuja, became envious. And they were thinking, why is Guru Maharaj spending so much time with this grihastha, who is so much attached to his beautiful wife and his wealth and so on. He's just wasting his time, our Guru Maharaj. Maybe he's in Maya. And then Ramanujacharya understood their mentality. And one night, when they were sleeping, he made little tearings. He tore their copings, and he changed them here and there. And when these brahmacharis woke up in the morning, they were extremely disturbed. You tore my coping. Where is my coping? You stole it. They were fighting like anything amongst themselves about these copings. Yes. And then Ramanujacharya called his disciples and said to them, you know, this Dhanurdas, this grihastha, is very much attached, too much attached. So please, and they understood, yes, our Guru Maharaj finally understood. I want to show you his attachment. And please go to his wife in the evening. I will call Dhanurdas over here. But you go to his place when his wife will be asleep and steal her jewelry and bring the jewelry to me. And they really went there, and the wife was in the bed, and Dhanurdas was, of course, with Ramanujacharya, so she was alone, and it seemed like she was sleeping. And so they went to her and started to picking up her jewelry from her body. And then they picked up everything on one side, and then she slightly turned around, and they became afraid and escaped. And they came to Guru Maharaj with this jewelry that they been able to pick up, and they explained everything what happened. And during this time, Dhanurdas came home, and his wife told him, you know, these brahmacharis of our Guru Maharaj must suffer very much from poverty, and they don't have anything, it seems, that because I was sleeping and they came and they were starting to taking my jewelry from one side. And then when they picked all the jewelry from one side, I turned around that they would be able to pick up also from the other side. Ramanujacharya sent his disciples to see what will be the reaction of Dhanurdas. So they were watching this scene. That wife was explaining to her husband. And I turned around that they will be able to pick from another side, but they became scared and they ran away. And then Dhanurdas said, you foolish woman, you shouldn't scare them like this. They should have taken everything, but you scared them and you spoiled the opportunity to give them everything. And so these disciples came to Ramanujacharya and told him what happened. And then Ramanujacharya said to them, just see, they were willing to give everything, all this great jewelry and everything to us, but you're fighting for some kopins. Who is more attached? So they understood then. So one may be in renounced order of life, as a brahmachari or vanaprastha or sannyasi, but at the same time very much attached. Yes. So this external position will not secure our detachment. Yes. We can become very much attached to our position, to our prestige, to so many things. These are very subtle attachments. Gross attachments are of course attachment to things and to enjoyment provided by a wife, children, and home and property. These are gross attachments. But subtle attachments are also extremely strong. Yes. Therefore, our acharyas and Lord Chaitanya himself are teaching us how to behave in this world. One should be more humble than a blade of grass in the street. Yes, and as tolerant as a tree. I have just read in description of Lord Chaitanya's pastimes in 17th chapter of Adi Lila, how one should constantly chant the holy name. It is described there, this verse, Harir Nama, Harir Nama, Harir Namaiva Kevalam, Kalo Nastiva, Nastiva, Nastiva Kateraneta. There is no other way than chanting of the holy name. But this chanting of the holy name should be done in the humble state of mind and extremely tolerant. And there gives this example of a tree. How tolerant is the tree? He doesn't protest if someone comes to cut it down. And he doesn't ask for water even in a scorching summer. So there is a recommendation that Vaishnava should never ask for anything. If something is given to him, he accepts. If nothing is given to him, he accepts the situation. And he doesn't protest if he is rebuked or accused of anything. Yes, he just tolerates everything peacefully with happy heart. Yes, this is very difficult. It's also explained by Prabhupada that this is very difficult, but it should be done. Why it should be done? Because all these urges that we should defend, that we should get something, that are there because of identification with the body and nothing else. Yes, we should understand this. Why I want to protect my body, my reputation, why I want to defend that, no, it didn't happen like this, it happened like that. Because I identify with this situation, and I believe if others will see me in this light, I will lose my reputation, I will lose my honor. Yes. My position will be endangered. Yes. So therefore I have to defend. I don't, of course, analyze it like this, but automatically, just by the pushings of nature, I'm acting like this. This is called struggle for survival. It's innate in every living entity, this struggle for survival. Yes. Eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. And this defending is, of course, the reaction of the body. One cannot go against these urges of the body unless he's very advanced. And therefore, Krishna consciousness process is meant to make us advanced. So we should strive for advancement in Krishna consciousness, but not again for our to be glorified by anyone or to be recognized even in our own eyes. Yes, I'm advanced. This is again Maya. Who is advanced? Actually, advanced means one who is little less crazy. Yes. Yes. Who's a little less crazy, and then we think, yes, I'm not as crazy as you. Still, I'm crazy, but I'm more advanced. Yes. But as long as I identify with this material situation, I'm lost, actually. And ultimately, I'm lost. Yes. I should always be focused on the Lord only. Yes, this is our goal. As here Maharaj Katvanga is explaining, I was never attracted, even in my childhood, by insignificant things or irreligious principles. Who can say for themselves like this? Yes, maybe some great acharyas who are like this, like Jiva Goswami. He was not attracted to childish play in his youth, and Uddhava was also like this. Narada Muni, yes, he was very great personality also. So these are extremely rare personalities. Other than if we weren't like this, we should take humble position. Yes, I should understand from Shastra that I'm in diseased condition of life. Actually, I'm in diseased condition of life. I identify with something that is dead matter. Yes. This body is just dead matter. That it moves around is just the force of the spirit and nothing else. Otherwise, it's completely dead. It's just a whirlwind of dead elements. On one side, we take some new elements to add to this whirlwind, and on the other side, we put the elements that we don't need anymore from this whirlwind out. So it's just dead matter like this. And if we want to protect it, it means that we identify with it. Yes. Otherwise, no one wants to protect some piece of grass there, or I don't know, someone on the other side of this world, because we are not connected with this person. Yes. We have no connection, we have no identification. But if someone wants to hurt my family, I'm greatly disturbed, or with my body and so on. But of course, devotee should also protect his own body, his family, and so on, but with completely different consciousness. Yes, this is like the difference between the consciousness of Arjuna when he was enlightened by Lord Krishna, and he was killing, and Duryodhana, who was also killing. So externally, both were acting in the same way. Both were striving for the same end, to attain the sovereignty over the same kingdom. Yes. But it was complete difference. One was on a transcendental platform because he was acting for the Lord's pleasure, and the other was completely bound by his ignorance, acting for the pleasure of his body. Although their actions were completely the same, practically speaking. So we should understand, therefore, our only hope is to connect with the Lord. Yes, to see everything connected with the Lord, and that we engage everything we have in the service of the Lord. We may have a lot of money, but we should use it for Krishna's purpose, for building. Prabhupada says, constructing large temples, not small ones. We can hardly fit in this temple room. So, if we have a lot of money, we should construct large temples and establishing worship of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yes. But we should also fill the large temples, not that they're empty there. Yes, this should be our mission to fill up the temples. Yes, not that they are empty. So here it's something interesting said by Prabhupada. In order to rise above our material consciousness, we have to train our consciousness. Yes, this is so important. He used this word train. Yes, here he says, but if one takes to the path of devotional service as prescribed in the Nectar of Devotion, he can be trained in this consciousness. Yes, and attain perfect understanding. So we should also train our consciousness. This is not just something to be gained by the way, that we do some other things, and because we have come to this movement, I'll achieve it automatically, this Krishna consciousness. No. This is rare. We should understand that this kind of consciousness is rare, even amongst devotees. Manushyanam sakhasarshu kaschat yatati siddhaye yatatam api siddhanam kascham apiti tattvata. Amongst many thousands of people, one may be interested in Krishna consciousness. Yes. And of those who are Krishna conscious, those who know me in truth are very rare. Yes. So we should be those very rare personalities. Not that we would be something great, but to please Krishna, actually. This is our only purpose in life, should be to please Krishna and nothing else. Not that we become advanced to be something glorious, but to please Krishna. Otherwise it's impossible to please Krishna. How we can please Krishna if we are attached to that matter instead of serving him? Yes, it's not possible to please Krishna if attached to material consciousness, and if we want to protect our position, because one should understand that these different difficulties and even humiliations and so on are coming directly from Krishna. Directly from Krishna. And therefore there is his mercy. And without his mercy, there is no hope. But if we want to protect ourselves from his mercy and defend our material position, what's the hope? Yes. We are given some mercy, but we don't want to accept it. We fight against all odds to protect our diseased condition. Yes. So Therefore, one should train his consciousness to attain perfect understanding. Yes. Even if I'm neglected, it's Krishna's mercy. Yes. We should have this kind of vision. My position is not important in this life. My service is important. Nothing else is important. So my greatest hankering in life is to become a servant. Yes. I should think like this from day to day. How can I serve? From the very beginning, when we wake up in the morning, we can meditate. How can I serve you, my Lord? Yes. How can I express my servitude? Yes. And only then we can attain perfection. Yes. And for Krishna conscious person, nothing is palatable without a relationship with Krishna. So when we train our consciousness, only then our relationship with Krishna will become alive. Otherwise, it will be dead, actually. It will be just something theoretical. We will not have this living contact with the Lord. Yes. And I believe everyone who is here is striving for living contact with the Lord. Yes. To have really developed this contact with the Lord. But without this hankering and submissiveness, it's not possible. Yes. For example, Saint Francis of Assisi, I'm mentioning him a lot of times because I was inspired by him in beginning my spiritual journey. He was training his disciples, his brothers, in what he called holy submissiveness. Yes. He trained them that they would never protest. Yes. In whatever situation would be there. That they would never protest or defend themselves. Like Lord Chaitanya, in the same way. Yes, he was teaching. Yeah. Yes. Only then is possible. Lord Chaitanya taught Raghunath Das Goswami, Amani mana dahanya Krishna nama sadalabe, Vraja Radha Krishna seva manase koribe. That one can serve Radha and Krishna in Vrindavan, in Vraj, only if he's amani mana dahanya, if he's without any desire for prestige, and he offers all respects to others and constantly chant the holy name. Amani manatahane, Krishna nama sada alabe. Sada means always. Yes, Krishna nama sada alabe. Yes. Vraja Radha Krishna seva manasa koribe. Only then we can engage in service of Radha and Krishna. And now, in few days, it will be Radhashtami. And we may be glorifying Srimati Radharani, but if we don't take this process given by Lord Chaitanya very seriously, we should be without any pride or demand any respect for ourselves. It's not possible to engage in her service. Yes. We may decorate the deities, and we may chant Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe. But if we defend ourselves when attacked, then it's not possible to serve Srimati Radharani. Yes, because Srimati Radharani is sending us these tribulations by her mercy. Yes. Therefore, we should take this very seriously. It's not a cheap thing. Spiritual consciousness is not cheap. It's something completely opposite to material consciousness. Yes. Yeah. Completely opposite. Like day and night. Yanisha sarabhutanam tasyan jagrati samimi. Yasyan jagrati bhutani sanisha pashyatomuni. Yes. What is day for materialists is night for spiritually enlightened person. And what is night for materialists is day for a spiritualist. Yes. It's completely the opposite. So we shouldn't act like materialists and defend our position, defend our name and so on, or demand or expect anything from anyone. Yes. We should just pray for service. This is our only position, just pray for service. And if we are given service, we can be very happy. Because then we are in our natural position. Yes. Hare Krishna. Is there any? Yes, please.
Thank you for your class. I have heard previous classes also, so question all related. Just like what you said, a devotee is in such a position, whatever happens to him, neglected or whatever, he just accepts it as a mercy. Sometimes face some situations. It doesn't only concern you because you didn't speak up. It happens to other people also. Sometimes maybe some kind of abuse or manipulation, and this happens to you. You try to speak up, no action was taken, and then it's continued happening, and you realize that actually now it's not only on you. It's extended to other people also around you. And somehow you feel responsible, but at the same time you are not in the position to take any action. You should just accept it. Okay, this is the mercy of Lord. I am neglected, but other also there's some lessons to learn. So I will just let it happen. So we should have that attitude, or do we have to do? What should be our approach when we see that some kind of abuse? Mental abuse or manipulation or emotional abuse, whatever it is, it's going on?
Yes, thank you for this question. These questions arise because we are disconnected with the Lord, actually. We should understand that we are servants. And if there is some abuse going on, we should also serve in such a way to help the abuser. And that means that we finish his abusing business. This is also our service that should be done. Yes, abusing people is something sinful, actually. It's not just not proper, but it's sinful. And therefore our service to him is to try to stop this abusing thing going on. So if I'm not in a position to stop it, I should turn to some authorities of this person. And if there is no authority to this person, if he's the topmost authority himself, then we should go out from this relationship. We shouldn't stay in abusive relationship in the name of humility. No, we should go out and try to. And if it's something really serious, we should inform police or something. Yes. If it's something that is punishable by the law, should definitely tell the police these things. Yes, report to the police without any false sentimentalism, because this is a service for such a person, yes, to be punished by the law, by the king. Yes, this is service. It should be performed. Yes, I have read I told you here or somewhere else, that, in Mahabharata, it's foremost duty of a king to punish. Yes. If he doesn't punish, his duty is not properly maintained, and the whole society can suffer because of he's not punishing the culprits. So maybe we are not in the position to punish anyone, but we should help such a person to be punished. Yes, and this is our service. We should take it as a service, as an act of compassion. Yes, because not as it's, of course, our consciousness again is important. If we take it as a revenge, then this is just continuation of our material consciousness. But if we do it as an act of compassion for this person to be punished because this is for his betterment, then it's done by proper consciousness. So, and of course, we also protect others from being exploited and abused. So this is very important to understand. Such things, especially if we live in a certain community. Yes, these abuses shouldn't be tolerated. Yes. Hare Krishna. Yes, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you for the class. So, according to defending, you said that we should not defend ourselves, but I hardly understand this. Like, for example, in Sankirtan, if someone attack, like the Sankirtan party, and he take our money and he try to go away, like things like that, then, like, we don't defend, we let him do, or like?
No, this is the same question, practically, as Mataji asked. This is Krishna's money. This is not your money, that you don't defend this money because it's yours. No, it's Krishna's money. So you should fight. You should kill the culprit. Yes. If he endangers devotees, take on him very hard. Yes. With karatals in the head.
You can go on, it's not recorded.
Okay.
It's not recorded. Good.
Fun stuff.
Yes. Don't show artificial mercy. Yes. So we should understand properly this, not defending ourselves. Especially if the other devotees are involved in this, we should never tolerate abuse of other devotees. Yes. If someone comes in the street and pushes us away, we can tolerate this.
Okay.
We should not fight because of this. Because we were offended, our honor. But if he wants to steal the money of Krishna or something like this is other thing. Yes, this is not about me, it's about Krishna. Understand?
Yeah.
Or if he wants to hurt other devotees, it's not about me. If he attacks the whole group, then this is other devotees. Yes. So I should fight. I should not escape and leave other devotees. I should fight also. Or at least I should call the police or something to act against these people. Yes. So, and also if some dacoit comes to the house and wants to kill your family members, you just kill him immediately on the spot. Yes. And, yeah. Yes. You don't think twice, because you're protecting Krishna's servants. Yes. And you are put by Krishna in such a position that you're a protector of your family. Yes. This is your duty. If you don't perform it, it's abuse of your service. Yes. So we should understand properly it is not defending ourselves. In what way and form it means. Yes. Hare Krishna. Yes, please.
I had a question regarding the pastimes in connection with the pastime from Anujacharya and Dhanudas. We can see that he was, as you said, in samadhi, or like contemplating on his lady, and so he just offended his spiritual master by neglecting him fully, and we can see that contemplating like this on the opposite gender can totally bewilder us and make us very offensive. So my question is regarding the Vaishnava etiquette. What should be the behavior regarding the opposite gender, if we are married or if we are not married, to protect ourselves? Because abuse situation also, for instance, can be connected with the lack of Vaishnava etiquette, isn't it?
Yes.
So, yeah.
This relationship with sexes, among sexes, or between sexes, we can say, is always the same. Either we are married or not married. So we shouldn't associate with opposite sex unnecessarily. Of course, the only exception is our wife. So if you have a wife, then you have different relationship with her than to any other Mataji. But even if one is grihastha, one shouldn't associate unnecessarily with other Matajis. Yes. There shouldn't be there, because this is very strong attachment, an attraction between male and female. This is by nature. And it is explained that women are like butter and men like butter and women like fire. Yes. And in every relationship, definitely there will be some attraction, maybe very subtle, but there is there. So for managers, this is very important, not to engage men and women to same service at the same time, if at all possible. Yes, because even if nothing happens, even if this desire for sex doesn't cross your mind, it's still there is attraction, and it's so nice to be in association with opposite sex. It's so pleasing. Yes. Therefore, we should avoid it by all means, and not discuss anything unnecessarily. If there is some need for service, of course we can discuss, but strictly business, nothing else. Many times we can see that even devotees are laughing and discussing something and laughing, men and women together. So it's not proper, even if one is a grihastha. Yes. So one can have such intimate relationship with his wife, but not with other ladies. Yes. What to speak of brahmacharis and vanaprasthas and sannyasis? strictly forbidden any contact with women. Yes. This is Vaishnava etiquette, and if we follow it very strictly, there will be no disgraceful stories. Because there are many. Yes. So important, even if we are grihasta, to keep this Vaishnava etiquette strictly. Yes. Then we are safe. Vaishnava etiquette is there to save us, actually, to keep us safe from the onslaughts of Maya. Therefore, it's very much important, this society dynamics. This is Vaishnava etiquette is all about this society dynamics. How young behave towards elderly and so on. Men to the women. Yes. So, yes, we should keep Vaishnava etiquette as an ornament for the Lord. Yes. It is explained that Vaishnava etiquette is an ornament, and Lord is very pleased when devotees are ornamented with Vaishnava etiquette. Yes. So this is also service, to keep Vaishnava etiquette. And it's usually not pleasing for the mind and senses. Yes. And for ego also. This etiquette is always acting against our ego. Therefore, it is there. Otherwise, there would be no need for explaining the etiquette. But because it's painful for the ego, this should be explained again and again and again. Hare Krishna. Anything else? Yes, please.
Regarding the exploitation and defending, I practically felt that in my life. When something happens with us, then if we tolerate that, then we get some special mercy from Krishna by some other way. But at the same time, sometimes some devotee or some people, they even don't understand that they are doing something wrong. Then if we just do a little bit defending, then they stop doing it again and again. But defending in a way so that he understands that I am not envious or I am not opposite to him, just for his specific behavior I am not happy with him. And later whenever their services come again, we are doing nicely, behaving with him nicely. And I saw that also works in many cases, because he is also devotee, so he understands, okay, he has a good intention.
Yes.
But at the same time, the third position also I saw, like it's sometimes very tough to understand the critical position of our mind, to differentiate whether it's I'm defending for my honor or I'm defending it to create a better situation. And later we understand, no, it's the trick of my mind. So there's three kinds of different situation I got in my life. So how will you describe this? How is there any good point of understanding?
Yes. This is practically the same question as Mataji had and this Prabhu, Ekanath Prabhu. For the service sake, we can say something very respectfully to help this person if we are sincere. But usually, as you said, it's defending mentality. It's not serving mentality in such a situation. Of course, there is example of Jesus Christ uh, one of his principles was, if they beat you on one side of the face, you put out another side of your face. But when he was beaten, he asked them, what have I done that you beat me? So he made a room for that they can think about their actions. So he didn't defend himself, but he was not also completely silent. So you can also act in this way for others to understand that they're doing something wrong. Especially you have to train your consciousness to express this in a service mood. Because if it's done because of your honor is hurt, then it will be this defending mentality. And usually we act according to this mentality. We don't act out of service. So when we read such passages in the Shastra as not to offend ourselves, we should try to practice such quality for Lord's pleasure and see how I'm able to tolerate things around myself. Prabhupada wrote, I believe we said the other day, that one's greatness must be estimated by one's tolerating the provoking situations. Must be estimated in this way. Yes. So, yes. And many times you will find yourselves in such provoking situations. Maybe you will annoy certain people and they will do everything to make your life miserable. But if you don't, and you can see whatever I can say to them is in vain. Nothing will help. So, and if I'm defending in such a way, there will be just fight all the time. And no one will have any benefit from this. But if I'm not defending, maybe they will think, yes, I'm so powerful. But you will make tremendous spiritual advancement. Yes, and unfortunately they will not, of course. But even if you speak up, they will not do any advancement. So what's the use in this sense? Maybe just to protect your ego and you feel better. But no, actually, if you connect with Krishna in such situations, you can feel much better because you are connected with Krishna, with grateful heart. And this is what matters, actually. Nothing else matters.
Isn't it depending according to time, place and circumstances?
Yes,
Also
of course.
Incident, depending on different situation and incident.
Yes, therefore I'm trying to explain that there are different situations. One we cannot just take one example from one situation and apply it in any other case. It's not possible. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Kantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Nitai Gaur Pramanandi.